In our previous video, we discussed first three phylums, that is Porifera, Coelenterata and Ctenophora. And today we are discussing next four phylums, that is Platyhelminthes to Arthropods. So first, let us discuss some common features and then unique features and examples. Okay. So first feature is level of organization. Level of organization. Platyhelminthes organ level. Aschelminthes, annelids and arthropods organ system level of organization. And then about symmetry. All the phylums are bilaterally symmetrical organisms. So all these things we discussed in our previous videos. So please go through that. Then germ layers. Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, annelids and arthropods, all the phylums are triploblastic. And then about coelom. Platyhelminthes, acoelom. Aschelminthes, pseudocoelom is present. Annelids and arthropods, mesodermally derived, true coelom is present. That means they are eucoelomate organism. Okay. And then features of their body. Platyhelminthes, dorso-ventrally flat-ended body. And that is why they called as what? Flatworms. And then Aschelminthes, their body is long and cylindrical. Okay. And thus their cross section is circular in outline. Their cross section is circular in outline, and that is why they called as what? Roundworms. And these Aschelminthes, they also called as Nemathelminthes. Okay. And then about annelid, their body is divided into different segments. So this is an earthworm, and here the body is divided into different segments, and this property is called as what? Metamerism. And then arthropod, body is divided into three different parts. The anterior part called head is present, and then thorax, and then what? Abdomen. See, this is the cockroach which comes under phylum Arthropoda. Three parts are there. One is the anterior head part, and then thorax, and then what? Abdomen. Okay. And then features of, and then the next feature is their way of living. That is whether parasite or non-parasitic forms. Parasite or non-parasitic forms. Non-parasitic forms means free living. Okay. And these parasitic organisms, they carry some adaptations called as parasitic adaptations. What are these parasitic adaptations? These are the characters shown by parasite which enable that particular parasite to live in whose body? Host body, right? And these characters are called as what? Parasitic adaptations. Example, presence of structures like hooks and suckers. Okay. And when we consider this Platyhelminthes, majority organisms or mostly they are parasitic organisms. That means with what? The structures like hooks and suckers. And some are free living or non-parasitic forms. Example, planaria. So this thing is important. Example for free living Platyhelminthes. What is our answer? Planaria. And then Aschelminthes, majority are what? Parasitic forms. And then annelids and arthropods. Some are parasite while others are free living forms. Okay. Then their reproduction features. Platyhelminthes, sexes are not separate, or you can call it as monoecious or what? Bisexuals. That means male and female reproductive system is present within the same organism. Okay. Then the fertilization is internal and development what? Indirect. That means it involved an intermediate stage called what? Larvae before becoming an adult. Then about Aschelminthes, here sexes are separate or what? Dioecious or unisexuals. Okay. And this thing is important because this is the phylum. This is the first phylum with separate sexes. Okay. So the first phylum with separate sexes, that is Aschelminthes. Then fertilization is internal and development here also what? Indirect. And then annelids, both forms are there. Some are monoecious like earthworm and leeches, while others are dioecious like nereis. Fertilization is external, and then development also can be either direct or indirect. That is direct in earthworm and leeches and indirect in what? Nereis. Then arthropod, sexes separate, fertilization is internal, here also development is what? Indirect. Okay. Then Platyhelminthes. Let us discuss the unique features and the examples. So the first phylum is Platyhelminthes. Unique feature is very high regeneration capacity. What is regeneration? It is the ability to regrow the lost body part. Okay. So what about human? Can we regenerate any organ? Yes. We can regenerate the organ called what? Liver. Okay. And then what about this wall lizard? This wall lizard can regenerate which part? Tail part. Okay. So that means when we consider humans and wall lizard, organ level regeneration is present. Which level regeneration? Organ level regeneration. We can regenerate the organ called liver, and wall lizard can regenerate the organ called tail. Okay. But when we consider this particular organism, that is planaria, when we cut this organism into 250 to 300 parts, each and every part can develop into whole organism. Okay. So that means this particular organism carry organism level regeneration, which is the highest level of regeneration. So this is the difference. Humans and wall lizard only organ level regeneration, while planaria highest level of regeneration. Which is the highest level of regeneration? Organism level regeneration. So the phylum with highest level of regeneration is Platyhelminthes. Okay. And then the presence of some special cells in their body. This is also very important. So these cells, that means flame cells or protonephridia, which play a role in what? Excretion process. So flame cells or protonephridia is seen in which phylum? Platyhelminthes. Okay. And a slight difference between this flame cells and protonephridia, that is, flame cells are the type of cells seen in protonephridia. And what is this protonephridia? They are the network of excretory tubules. And these tubules carry the type of cells called what? Flame cells. Then the other thing is, these flame cells carry flagella, and due to beating of their flagella, it appears flame-like. That is why they called as flame cells. Clear? And then the next thing is the examples. 3 examples are there. Number 1, Dugacia, that is planaria, and second one is Fasciola hepatica or liver fluke, and the last example is Taenia solium or tapeworm. And the next phylum, Aschelminthes. Unique features. So, sorry, one more feature. Here Platyhelminthes digestive system is incomplete. It means what? Only one opening is present. So, Aschelminthes, the first feature is complete digestive system. So, it is complete with what? The structure called muscular pharynx, which play an important role in feeding process. Okay. So, here also one thing is important. This is the first phylum with complete digestive system. So, first phylum with complete digestive system is Aschelminthes. Okay. And then the structure involved in excretion is excretory tube. And then another property exhibited by this phylum is sexual dimorphism. That means, what is sexual dimorphism? Males and females are morphologically dissimilar, or we can distinguish male and female on the basis of their morphological features. Example, when we consider the organism Ascaris, females are longer than males. Okay, so this is Ascaris, and this is the male and this is the female. See, the females are what? Longer. Okay, so which is a morphological feature, and on the basis of this morphological feature, we can distinguish male and female. So, if males and females are morphologically dissimilar, such a condition is called as sexual dimorphism. Okay. Then example, number 1, Ascaris, Ascaris lumbricoides or common roundworm, and then Wuchereria bancrofti or filarial worm, and then Ankylostoma duodenale or hookworm. And one more thing, all these are parasitic forms. That means it can cause certain diseases. That is, this Ascaris causes a disease called ascariasis, and filarial worm results what? Filariasis, and ankylostoma, that result ankylostomiasis. Okay. And next thing is, and the next phylum, Annelida, unique features. This thing we already discussed, what? Metamerism. Then the presence of longitudinal and circular muscles, which helps in what? Locomotion. These are only the muscles which helps in locomotion. That means they are not the locomotory organs. Locomotory organs are parapodia and setae. What is their difference? Parapodia seen in aquatic forms, example Nereis, while setae they seen in terrestrial annelids like earthworm and leeches. Okay. And then the presence of closed circulatory system. Here also what? This is the first phylum with closed circulatory system. Okay. And then excretion with the help of structure called nephridia. And then nervous system, presence of ganglia. Then the nerve cord is present, which is what double and ventral in nature. And this nerve cord is connected by lateral nerves. So this is the nervous system of annelids. So this is ganglia. I told you ganglia, they are the group of neurons. So all these are ganglia. Okay. And then this is what? This is the nerve cord. So this is the diagram. This is the nerve cord which is double and what? Ventral in position. So nerve cord which is double and ventral in position. And then these are the ganglia. And these are the ganglia. And this double ventral nerve cord, it is connected by what? Lateral nerves. So all these are the lateral nerves. Okay. So this is about the nervous system of annelids. And then example, first one is Pheretima postuma, that is earthworm. And then Hirudinaria or leech, and then Nereis. Okay. Then here leech, one thing is important. It is also a parasite. It produces an anticoagulant. What is anticoagulant? This is a substance that can prevent coagulation of our blood. Okay. So that it will get a continuous flow of blood from our body. Okay. And this anticoagulant is called as hirudin. This anticoagulant is called as what? Hirudin. So leech produces an anticoagulant called as hirudin. And the next phylum is Arthropoda, which is the largest phylum. And the term derived from two words, arthro, which means jointed, and poda means appendages. That means appendages are jointed. See, this is one appendage, this is another appendage. Okay, so you can see the presence of what? Joints. Here also joint. And this is what? Jointed appendages. But when we consider this particular thing, that is antennae, which is a sensory organ, what? Any joints here? No. So antennae, it is unjointed, while appendages from their body, they are what? Jointed. Clear? So Arthropoda, they are the phylum, or they are the organisms with jointed appendages. And then body is covered by a substance called chitin. That is, body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Chitin is a kind of polysaccharide. Okay. And then the another special thing regarding chitin is it is highly resistant to decay. And then this thing we discussed. Body consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. And then varieties of respiratory organs are present. Different organisms carry different respiratory organs. Example, gills are there, book gills are there, book lungs, and tracheal system. That is, book gills are seen in prawn and crab, and book lungs, they are seen in limulus. Book gills are seen in limulus, and book lungs are seen in scorpion and spider. While tracheal system or the spiracles, they are seen in insects like butterfly, then mosquito and cockroach. Okay. And then the circulatory system is open type. Then about sense organs, antennae is present, eyes are present, which can be either simple or compound. What is the difference? Simple eye with single lens, while compound eye with multiple lenses. Okay, so this is the difference. And both type of eyes can be seen in phylum Arthropods. And then the another important organ, statocyst, which play an important role in balancing the organism as well as orientation. And then excretory organ with the help of structure called what? Malpighian tubule. And then last thing, examples for arthropods. Economically important insects, Apis indica, that is honeybee. And then the next one is Bombyx mori, that is what? Silkworm. Then Lacifera lacca, lac insect. Then some vectors, example Anopheles, and then Aedes, and then Culex. So these vectors means what? These are the organisms that transmit disease from one person to other. Okay. And these vectors, that is Anopheles, it transmit the disease called malaria, while Aedes, it transmit chikungunya, and the Culex, that transmit filaria. Okay. And some are pest, example locust, and living fossil, example limulus. Okay. So this is about phylum Arthropoda.